Thousands of New Yorkers have lined up on the streets of New York City, all the way up to Nassau County in New York. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump is exploding at the right time. Polls. We got to talk polls numbers. We got to talk about Trump right here in New York City and New York as a whole. He says he wants to win the state. We got to talk about the sellout crowd and sellout arena. It is looking it's a crazy time watching New Yorkers legitimately hit me up, write me like, Lou, I'm from New York, I'm from the Bronx, I'm from Harlem, and I will be voting for Trump. So we got to talk about the explosion happening right now in the world of politics and the fact that New York is in the running. Comment down below. Are you from New York? Are you from a state that you think is going to be a surprise state? Are you from a swing state that you know is going to be swinging for Trump? Comment down below and let me know. So here we got the video. Let me play it. There's some music on this video, but as you can see, man, people lining up. This is crazy. New York City, by the Trump Tower, as Trump is getting ready to head out to Nassau County. These are people lining up. They want to get a glimpse of the Don. They want to get a glimpse of 45. Crazy. 45 just finished making a speech in Hempstead and Uniondale. So we have to talk about his speech. But this is a wild scenery. So smash the like button. Boy, do I have a lot to show you and tell you. As I've missed you. I've missed you guys. I've been taking a little time off, but we've come back at the right time. Also, I will be speaking at a Dominicans for Trump rally I was invited to. Dominicans are going to be lining up in New York City to talk and convince people to vote for Donald J. Trump. So I'm going to be one of the speakers there. We're going to talk about that as well. So let's take a look at the crowd. Massive crowd here. Never thought. In 2016, I wasn't sure if anything like this would ever happen. Take a look. Look at that crowd. Look at the start of it, though. The start of it. Look at this picture perfect moment right there. Uniondale, New York. The people are coming out. Look at this. Chanting USA, USA, USA. The liberals that don't even know what USA means, it's the United States of America. For the liberals in here, I'm probably sure you've never chanted USA in your life. So I just wanted to remind you what USA stood for. Holy moly. Crazy. But I have more. I have more to show you guys. I have more videos. I have more. Donald Trump glimpsing and letting the people know that he's aiming for New York. Take a listen. Smash the like button, by the way.
And the reason I'm here is because it hasn't been done in many decades. It hasn't been done for a long time, but we are going to win New York.
Did he just say what I thought he just said? Did he just say what I think he just said? Oh, wait a minute.
And the reason I'm here is because it hasn't been done in many decades. It hasn't been done for a long time, but we are going to win New York.
Yo, if Trump wins New York, you know how historic that would be? Bro, that crowd was loud. Loud. That wasn't a regular crowd tonight.
And that's the first time in many, many years that a Republican can honestly say it. And we're going to do it. We have.
Wow. But there's more. One more look at here at Trump County, as many are calling it now. So remember when Kamala was like, oh, people start leaving Trump's rallies early. Look at his crowd, bro. He's doing this in New York. Section 237, 238, and 239 all filled up at the top to watch him speak in New York.
The attacker, and by the way, you possibly heard the story. So the secret agent.
Look at that. Look at that crowd, man. Look at that crowd. One more time. Can we do it one more time? I just want to show the crowd. This is crazy. Look at that. Picture perfect moment right there. Picture perfect moment as he's coming out to the crowd there. So I just thought this was amazingly crazy. As you can see, Secret Service taking care of business there, walking around them. And yeah, pretty wild scenery. Can he make history? Can he do it? They're panicking. Kamala's panicking. Democrats are panicking. It's a different scenery out there. All right, real quick. Now, the Trump supporters that were outside, this is what they decided to do. This is them speaking to the media. This is, Trump supporters screaming at the media, telling them, get out. Not my words. Not my words, guys. That's the words of some of the Trump supporters that saw the media there. Somebody said that's not a good look. I don't know. Look, there's been 2 attempted assassinations. I think that when I see something like this, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not mad at it. Would I do it? Maybe not. I keep my cool, but look, man, there's been 2 assassination attempts. So, and it's ABC, right? They rigged the debate. There's been whistleblowers coming out and speaking about that. So I'm not mad at it. Just saying, I know some people think it's not a good look. All right, speaking of good looks, here is Liam. You guys remember him? He's a New York City child with a rare brain disorder and growth hormone deficiency. President Trump just surprised him with a gift for his birthday. This is going viral. Let's take a look.
I'm supposed to be in that stage, but that doesn't matter. Because I got you the best president you'll ever have. This is the best president you'll ever have. How are you, Bob? Hi, Mom. Okay, honey, this is yours. And in there is real good stuff. Okay? So beautiful. See, look at that. Look at these great photographers. And we're going to have that picture go live, okay? You and I. Is she going to come out and watch me?
Of course.
Because I left the stage in order to come and say hello to
How
him.
special you are.
Okay, honey? So beautiful. So you take care of Mom and Dad? Is that your sister, right?
Here, let's go on right here.
So why don't you do this? Take care of yourselves. Okay, I'm gonna go right after.
Okay, thank you.
Take care of yourself, honey, okay? I wish I looked like that. If I looked like that, I'd be president.
Oh, man, the guy's doing it all. The guy is doing it all. All right, here we go. We got another huge announcement speaking. Donald J. Trump. I thought that was a good moment. That was a great moment for Trump. Bro, something's going on with Trump. He looks sharper. Doesn't he? Looks healthier, sharper. He looks younger. What's going on? What's happening here? Like he's walking. What does he work? He doesn't look as big as before. He's a little big. He's a big dude. Let me see. I forgot to show you guys the video, but I thought that he looks like he's moving better. Could be wrong here. Just making an observation. But look, he's bending down. Yeah, he's 78 years old. It's a huge difference here. Yeah, I don't know, something's different. He looks energized. Somebody said, yeah. I'm just saying. Look at the guy. He's moving. He's talking. He has a lot of people are worried about his age. Even some Trump supporters, they're like, he is getting up there. Is he going to slow down anytime soon? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. He's walking. He's talking. He's moving. He's doing rallies still. An hour and a half plus. Look at that. He's bending down, bending over. Like, yo, what's going on, Trump? Like, my boy. I said he's walking different. Somebody said, "Oh, you think he's walking?" No. First of all, 78 years old. I know a lot of people that are not walking at that age. That's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say was that he's walking good. He's walking with this energized, with this energy. Some people walk down. He's walking up. He's walking chest high. He seems like he's in good spirits after a second assassination attempt. So I would say, yeah, he's walking pretty good. A lot of people that's that's what I'm saying. He's always been like that. But you know, at a certain age, people do slow down. Doesn't seem like he's slowing down, is what I'm saying. All right, let's take a listen.
But in 2020, my people would say, sir, it doesn't help for you to speak about the border. Nobody cares. I said, I want to speak about the border. I did a great job. Sir, nobody cares. It's true. I talk about the border. Nobody cared. But now they care, because now the border is 25 times worse than it was in 2016. Now the border is not even believable what's happening. And I want to be known as your border president. I'm going to be known as your border president. And Kamala will be known as your invasion president. Just let them all come in. Let them all come in. Now, we got to save our country. Our country's going down. If you look at what's happening with the Venezuelans taking over, I mean, they're taking over large pieces of real estate in Colorado, and you have a Democrat governor who's petrified of them. He's afraid. I've never seen anything like it, and he doesn't want to talk about it. They've taken over your buildings and your land. You got to do something about it. That wouldn't happen with Bruce Blakeman, I can tell you right now.
He called Kamala the president of invasion. All right, here we go. There's more.
Saying that he Just moments ago, President Trump saying that he feels safe as he storms his old stomping grounds of New York City, where he's set to hold a big rally later tonight. But before that, he made one incredibly important pit stop, kicking back with the most handsome host to ever exist. Mr. P, how's your golf game?
Well, haven't been thinking about it too much lately. I always said golf is a very dangerous game.
It really is. It really is, especially if they're playing with you.
Yeah, it's true. That's
What, that was a mean joke?
Pretty sad.
Did you, if they had told you that the shooter was there?
Guys, this is going to be good. Trump on Gutfeld. We're going to be watching that. Trump on Gutfeld. We're going to be watching that.
Would you have tried to take him out with your 3-wood?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. If I knew. Actually, the Secret Service did a great job. They saw the barrel of a gun, big gun.
Yeah.
And it came out through bushes. And how many people would see that? First, you know, he really was very exceptional to have done it.
Meanwhile, the Dems are desperate to control the narrative on Trump's second brush with death. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre losing it on Peter Doocy for daring to ask if Joe and Kamala were going to cool their anti-Trump rhetoric.
How many more assassination attempts on Donald Trump until the president and the vice president and you pick a different word to describe Trump other than threat?
I actually completely disagree with the premise of your question, the question that you're asking. It is also incredibly dangerous in the way that you're asking it.
What? Are you kidding me?
This is interesting, Dana. So KGB defends saying Trump is a threat. And if you bring up saying that Trump is a threat, then that itself is a threat. So if I bring this up to you saying that what just happened, does that mean that we just made the threat even worse?
I guess so. It's exponentially so.
Yes, it's like those Russian dolls. It just gets more
worse
and more.
and worse. That reminds me of my dream when I was late to the plane and I couldn't get here, but here I am. It must have been the full moon dream. Congrats on the interview, because I think that's a great venue for Trump.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris would never do that venue.
No, I don't think so.
Because it's spontaneous and you have to have substance and a quick wit and an ability to get a laugh.
We
and
we don't have an open bar. That's the other problem.
That's difficult. And that's one of the reasons I don't come on that much anymore. One of the problems, I think, for the Democrats is not just what Karine Jean-Pierre said, but what they want a constitutional officer of the United States to say. has said, and that's Tim Walz. Let me read to you what he said yesterday. He said, there's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech. Donald Trump needs to be banned from social media. That was Harris. If you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable. Most dangerous presidential ticket in history. And he has gone on to say that basically it's utterly something that is utterly disqualifying when he said, you don't have a right to this free speech.
Yeah.
Like, sir, it's in the First Amendment.
I know.
It's in the title.
It's crazy. It's crazy, Jesse, because they always say it's going to be Trump or the Republicans that are going to take away our rights. And right there, he just took away your right to speak.
Well, I mean, I don't want Ducey asking questions either. That guy is annoying. Everybody knows that. I thought Trump was great on your show because he actually listened. You don't usually see him stop and let other people talk. And I can't wait to see it tonight at 10 o'clock. And I'm just saying that. I'm not really going to watch
No, of course not.
But I know it looked good. He looked relaxed. And then all of a sudden he leaves and he goes down to the Lower East Side to a Bitcoin dive bar.
Yeah.
And so that's why he's such a threat. It's not about a threat to democracy. He's a threat because he's a revolutionary. He's taken this Democratic Party, and now the unions, the Teamsters, aren't even endorsing because the entire union body wants Trump. He is blowing through this blue wall that is a complete threat to the Democratic hierarchy. He's closing the border. That's a threat to all of these people that want new voters and all the corporations that want this cheap labor. And then he's realigning all of our alliances and all of our trade deals and scrambling the entire world. And to a lot of people, that's scary. Change is scary. He's ushering in radical change, and it's like fight or flight. So that's why he's a threat. He's a threat to them. He's a threat to them emotionally because he doesn't speak in their coded language. And they're jealous of him because they wish they could be as blunt as he is.
Interesting. You know, Judge, the guy in the middle makes a good point. They keep saying it's a threat to democracy, but you had Joe Biden and Kamala Harris call Trump after the second attempt and to see if he was all right. Now, would you call a threat to democracy to see if they were all right, or somebody who's an existential threat? It makes me think that maybe they don't mean it when they call them those names.
You know, they are so dug into having to convince America that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy that they can't even answer a question about whether calling him a threat to democracy is in fact instigating the people on the outer edge who are ready to act on the so-called threat to democracy. It's like me saying to you, you have a gun. Is that a gun? And you say to me, that's a dangerous question. But you have a gun.
Yeah.
And that's the way they are. I mean, it's about politics over people. It's about power over people. And the realignment of the parties, the fact that the Republicans are holding more weight with the Teamsters is really an example of what's going on in America. He speaks to Americans. He speaks to the things and the issues we're concerned about. He speaks in a very clear language. He speaks a lot. He's on his way to Uniondale, I think, tonight. And this is a guy, look, anybody else would be suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome or under a desk. They shot at him once and hit him, and they're ready to shoot at him again. And he wanted to finish the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way he is. And that's exactly who we need to take out those people who are more interested in power than they are in the people in this country.
Yeah, Harold, in your face. You know, it is interesting. We were talking in the green room, and you said, wow, the Teamsters for the first time in decades didn't endorse a Democrat. Is it because men just can't vote Democrat anymore because it's a woman's party? What have I done to myself, Greg? Help me. Those were your words.
Again, we should go to the tape on this to see if this was said. First of all, I'm looking forward to seeing the interview as well. For you, listening to you at the start of that, a little dig there, you saying it means you're going to be you. So I'm looking forward. Everybody should know you'll be you on this. First, Trump, when President Trump, he got a call from Vice President Harris. I heard the rally. He said it was a good call. It was a nice call. And some people in the audience were booing him. He said, no, it was a good call. She was very nice to call. So I hope at some level gives people in the country some assurance that some things are said during these campaigns. And sometimes these candidates don't mean it all, and we shouldn't take it all as if they mean it all and react. But
so we shouldn't believe.
Well, stop saying it. It's just that simple. You keep calling Trump a threat to democracy. Why do you think those guys, the two guys, a lot of people say there's a lot of connections between those guys. You know, whatever. We could talk about the BlackRock commercials. We could talk about CIA. We could talk about all these things. But in all honesty, a lot of people want it to happen. Why? What have they heard or what have they been told to want it to happen? And what have the guys who have tried to do something about it been told? So come on.
I don't think we should believe President Trump either on some of the things he's saying.
Wow.
Two. Well, let me finish my point for one moment. Former Vice Presidents Cheney and Pence have endorsed Vice President Harris, and so has Liz Cheney. I think to your point, Greg, I think we're seeing, and to your point, Jesse, you're seeing a realignment in many ways in politics. I've said that President Trump in my lifetime has communicated and conveyed better and resonated better as a Republican running for president with middle-class Americans and blue-collar working Americans than I've ever seen. So this alignment, I think in some ways is a positive thing for the body politic because it forces both parties to talk to the base that they had 10 years ago or 12 years ago, 8 years ago, but have lost it a little bit. Democrats speak a little better to better educated or higher educated Americans, which, interesting, we'll see what happens. I want the seriousness to return here in the last 47 days of the race. We saw the Fed today cut 50 basis points. I want to hear the candidates answer. Do you think the economy is in worse shape than you did a day ago, or a week ago, 2 weeks ago? What do you think the Fed thinks? And what does that make you think about a Fed chair or those who you may choose to put on the Fed? The debt is higher than it's ever been. Does this Fed cut help as you think about how you're going to create jobs? Three, we talked about social media. President Trump has signaled that he's in favor of TikTok in some ways and said that this administration is against it. The courts are now deciding. They just had an argument before the courts, judges, you well know, the appellate courts, about whether TikTok should be forced to sell, which the legislation and President Biden's signature confirms that it does. And finally, what do tariffs do to lower inflation? I want to hear the candidates get into this as much as we want to, and I want to hear Vice President Harris speak more concretely and specifically about her economic plan. I want to hear President Trump do the same. I know you probably got at some of these things tonight, Greg, but and if you didn't get to all of them, I hope in the last 47 days, that's what we get it, because I think that's what's on voters' minds as much as anything.
I mean, he answered about the Fed cut. He said the economy is either in worse shape than anybody really thinks, or the Fed's playing politics.
So what do you do? So I understand it. You and I could do that. My 9-year-old son did that. What now do you do does that make you react differently about your economic plan? Do you want more tariffs, fewer tariffs?
Well, he was at a dive bar on the Lower East Side, so I'm not sure we had time to get into that. But I know he answered it and Kamala didn't.
I don't think Kamala could answer that.
Yeah, that's the difference. She can't.
Well, I tell you this, she beat him in that debate. She did something.
Well,
so we could talk about her being dumb. She's not dumb. You may don't like
you got the refs, Harold.
Don't
you
call
paid off the refs. You personally.
Do we have to say that out loud?
You paid off the refs. That's a good one. By the way, if you don't know what he's talking about, this is what he's talking about right here. This is what they're talking about. Trump is making moves, man. Trump goes to a New York City Bitcoin bar. What?
On Donald Trump. He is in a bar, I believe, in downtown New York called the Pub Key in downtown Manhattan. Maybe we can play up some sound here, guys, and see if he says anything.
So there it is. Here's the moment. They got music in the background. Here's the moment that they give him the phone so he could pay with Bitcoin at this bar. You can pay with Bitcoin to get a drink, do all these things, which is dope.
Right there, just that one.
All right. And fantastic, it went through. Right. I need to refresh the invoice.
Oh, it did go through. All right, we're done.
Perfect.
The first transaction by a president on the Bitcoin protocol. History.
You know what that means? History in the making. Hello, everybody.
If you don't know what this is, Bitcoin, of course, crypto, digital currency, all these different things that are on the rise. It's a big deal. Trump already had a interview about Bitcoin, about Ethereum, about all these coins and cryptocurrency. And he's at a crypto bar, And he just paid. He's the first ever president to go into a Bitcoin bar. You know how historic this is? I don't think people get it. 100 years from now, when fiat currency runs out and the dollar is no longer a threat to any country, we got Bitcoin and we got Ethereum and we got all these big, cryptocurrencies taking over. I hope you guys got some. I got some Ethereum. I got some Bitcoin. I don't own a Bitcoin because I got in late, but bro, this is historic. Like, yo, people think they're on the right side of history, bro. You are not. You're against the guy who revolutionized presidencies, going against the grain. Let's take a listen.
Hello, everybody. I got to go back and see those people.
Well, let's go.
Come on.
Right this way.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Sir, what's your reaction to the Fed setting interest rates today?
I guess it shows the economy is very bad to cut it by that much. Assuming they're not just playing politics, the economy would be very bad, or they're playing politics, one or the other. But it was a big cut.
Big cut. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to smash the like button. Yeah, man, we were on for some time today. New York City coming out. Trump was in New York City, and then he went up to Uniondale, away from the city, about an hour and a half away with traffic. So about a solid hour and 15 minutes away from here, from the Trump Tower, and making moves, man. He's making moves. So we're going to be doing a reaction to Gutfeld's episode with Trump. I know that's going to be fun. And yeah, we'll be back in a bit, guys. Smash the like button, spread the word as always, and making moves. He's making big moves.